everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm so excited for you to be here today. In today's video, we're going to talk a little bit about getting out of a rut. Now, the reason that I think this topic is really important right now is that it is mid-April 2020, and we're currently in a quarantine, and the state where I live, which is Vermont, is under a stay-at-home order. So because we're under a stay-at-home order, it can be really easy for people to get into a rut. So I thought it would be really helpful to make this video for you and give you a little tip or trick on how to pull yourself out of that so that you can get started, stay motivated, maybe do something new with your time, especially if you are finding that you have a lot of extra time. Not everyone has a lot of extra time right now. Some are still working full-time, especially essential workers. Thank you. But if you do have extra time and you fall into a rut, hopefully these tips will help you. So my first tip is to take a shower and get dressed. Just get dressed. Make yourself look presentable. I think that this just lifts your mood. It just makes you feel more put together. You may be apt to actually go do something else. It typically leads to doing something else, especially for me when I do this. So take a shower, put on makeup if you're female. If you're male, maybe you want to shave. Maybe you want to gel your hair. You know, whatever makes you feel good. Sometimes I do a face mask, that helps as well. It just gets me really in the vibe like I'm in a spa. But those are some really useful tips for kind of quickly pulling yourself out of that rut, is to just get ready and get dressed. The second is to leave the house. Now, this is a little bit of a controversial statement because we are in a quarantine, but leaving your house does not mean that you get to hang out with a bunch of people or that you go to the movies or go shopping necessarily. Leaving your house could look like making yourself an amazing iced coffee and going for a drive, even a short drive, just to get outside. You could also take your dog for a walk or go on a walk yourself, or do something in your yard, or just move something from one place outside of your house to another place outside of your house. Simply just getting out is really helpful, especially if it's sunny. And if it's sunny outside, getting outside can really just boost your mood and help with that rut. The next tip I have is to make a list. So occasionally we can fall into a rut because we're a little bit overwhelmed. And so in order to get out of that, you can actually make a list for your day, especially if your day is a weekend and you typically feel like you might be in a rut that day because it's a weekend day or your weekend day. And so I like to make a list and put just a bunch of different things. There might be some things for work on that list. There might be some things for my personal hobbies. There may be things to clean and straighten the house, which I'm not sure if you're like me, but for some reason, the house is messier the more I'm home. But making that list and then making sure that it's not too long, maybe like 3 to 5 items, and checking off those things or picking one of those things that you want to do and reminding yourself that you don't have to do all of those things is really helpful. So be gracious with yourself as well. But make a list and start tackling one of those items. The other thing with making a list is think about the elephant on your back. So the thing that is stressing you out the most, and put it on the list, and then make maybe a smaller bullet underneath of just one thing you could do toward that really stressful thing that's been on your mind. Also, getting out of a rut is, you know, it's difficult if you don't reach out to people. So sometimes it's helpful to get out of a rut by reaching out to someone and texting them, or maybe send them a video chat, or just, you know, some messages, even if it's reaching out to a few people in the Facebook comments for your friends. Just reaching out and telling people, you know, hey, I'm here. Maybe you want to do a video chat with coffee, or maybe you want to, you know, have a phone call or something like that. You could reach out to family, you could reach out to friends. But that will really help you get out of a rut, because sometimes it's nice to just connect with another human being and remind yourself that you're not the only person in this world, and maybe you're not the only person suffering. On that note, and when I say suffering, I mean suffering in a rut or feeling kind of overwhelmed, especially during this time of quarantine. The next thing that I've found to be very powerful in pulling myself out of a rut is to actually help someone. So when I was in college, you know, I would tend to kind of have lows, especially I went to college in southeastern Idaho, and it's a beautiful area, but when it turns cold, it gets very dark and dreary, and you have to find ways to convince yourself to get up and go to class. And so one of the tools that I used was to actually give service or help people. So I would do things like join clubs and organizations where I had responsibilities, and I had to go and do and give service. One particular time I signed up for Adopt a Grandparent. I had no idea what I was doing. I went with a friend, and that friend is to this day one of my very close friends, and you know who you are, thank you. But just doing some of those things to pull yourself out of a rut by giving to others. You may consider putting together a care package. You know, right now we're in quarantine, so there's a lot of service opportunities you can deliver to people in the community that cannot leave their home. You can make masks. I cannot sew, so I'm not making masks. You can find ways to give service to other nonprofits. Nonprofits really need your help right now. So serving other people, helping people, and kind of on that topic, joining an organization or joining something that gives you purpose on a regular basis can certainly help you get out of a rut and move forward and feel better. So I hope you like this video. I hope that it helps you and you're able to also get out of a rut. Please be sure to like and subscribe for more videos. You can just hit the like button down there and then the subscribe button over there. And I will be posting videos weekly on Mondays. So I look forward to seeing you, and thanks for watching.